my favorite place to go. You're at the end of my favorite road. Above the rest, you're the best I know. You are my favorite shade of rose, a flower bed on my favorite stone.
Hey folks, so I know it's been a while since I last posted a video. Chalk it up to life grinding to a halt with COVID, procrastination, need of learning and wrapping my head around new video shooting and editing techniques, or what have you. But we're back, and here we go. Some little mundane life changes, and I'd like to show you around Northern California. So sit back, let's chat over some footage. I'm pretty excited about it, but I'll let you be the judge. We're starting here on the northern part of Highway 1, about an hour north of Fort Bragg. Super pretty view. This is about where the Highway 1 leaves the coast and goes inland to join Highway 101, which kind of skirts the Lost Coast going up towards Redwood National Park. Super pretty view though. So stuff in this video, we're about 9 months into having the Airstream, changing to an Airstream from the R-Pod. Still getting used to it, making those little life changes that, you know, make things a little bit easier. It's pretty locked in now. Did a first towing trip with the Airstream, which is not in this video. That'll be a separate one. It was a solo trip up to Tahoe. So look forward to that one coming up. But yeah, kind of locked in on a lot of the changes with the Airstream. Really feels like home now. The R-Pod is still in for repair. With COVID, it's taken a whole lot longer than I expected, and I'll probably end up finishing this contract without that being sold. So it'll probably end up getting put in storage, maybe put on RV Trader. I got to do a few cleanup things to it before I leave. But yeah. What are you doing? Huh? So hiker's been doing great. Definitely getting used to the Airstream. Got his own bed figured out. Doesn't tear anything up as usual. Just kind of settling in, and lots of great hiking around here. So we're getting plenty of walks in. Pretty awesome. I don't know if you can see it. There's hair all over, everywhere. So maybe it's just the time of the year. I don't know. But yeah, hair everywhere. So we're trying a few things. One, trying to brush more often, right? Okay. So, one that. Two, from a long time ago, well, I'll say this too. He seemed to be kind of like dandruffy. Like it was kind of dry. I think that may just be his skin, and then maybe sloughing off hair. Dry skin. So from a long time ago, I remembered that we had added coconut oil to his food. Hey. Anyway, so we're trying coconut oil again, and I got some stuff which is like salmon oil. It's like a pump bottle thing. It's supposed to be good for their coke to add to his food. So he seems to like that. Thinking the salmon's probably better for him than the coconut oil, but so it's this pump action stuff. Salmon oil. So we'll see. Probably like day 3 of trying adding oil of one kind or another. So we'll see if it makes a difference or not. Right? You gotta get all shiny again.
You've been with me all along, always on my side. You've never gone. You've been with me all along, and you've been holding on for so long. When others would be gone, you stayed with me all along. You've been with me when I laugh or cry. Anywhere I stood, you were standing by. With me when I'm fine, with me when I'm not. With me when I'm giving everything I got. With me all along, not a cameo. Every scene, every episode, in every video. Skip no scenario, there anywhere we go. You've been with me all along, always on my side. You've never gone. You've been with me all along, and you've been holding on for so long. When others would be gone, you stayed with me all along. You're still with me, and I hope you stay. We come a long way since the early days. Always had a spot in the escapades, and a suitcase for the getaways. And all along you were always down. Showed up and would hang around, singing loud, standing out in every crowd. And we're still here now. You've been with me all along, always on my side. You've never gone. You've been with me all along, and you've been holding on for so long. When others would be gone, you stayed with me all along.
Testing out this.
They're not all like you, no. Some blow away in a fair weather gust, disappear in a cloud of dust. Leave you in the rain to rust, drain your trust. Say you're pretty good, but not good enough. The ones you thought you knew well, but I guess not well enough. But that's not you, that's not you.
Like,
You never put me in the rear view. I wouldn't be the same without you. So I thank you, I thank you. You never put me in the rear view, and I wouldn't be the same without you. You've been with me all along, always on my side. You've never gone. You've been with me all along, and you've been holding on for so long. When others would be gone, you stayed with me all along. You've been with me. You've been with me all along, all along, all along. You've been with me. You've been with me all along, all along, all along.
so like I said, it's been a lot of just learning to find home in the Airstream, and Airstream's unique in that they have a lot of storage spaces, but they're all kind of small and unique, which helps if you want to separate out stuff and organize it more distributed. But it is kind of a case of finding places to put everything and finding what works the best and what's the most convenient. This is the backflip cover I put on the truck, which really helped. Super happy with this, and it felt great to get everything tucked away again. Okay, so testing a few things here. It's a Saturday morning. Beautiful day out. Hiker right there. Hey, buddy. Got to sleep in, have some coffee. Got some stuff planned for today. So what I'm testing out camera-wise, this is just shooting with a iPhone XS Max. But as far as audio, we're using a Rode Go mobile microphone. So there's a wireless component that plugs into the mic of the camera, and then there's like a lapel mic that transmits. And you can get a lavalier little clip mic that hooks into that lapel mic too. I haven't tried that out yet. I have it, I just haven't tried it. The other thing is, this is a DJI Osmo Mobile 3. So just checking that smooth gimbal action there. Kind of cool. This is the desk setup. Since I like I've got a MacBook, but I like working on a bigger monitor. I've had this monitor since I started living on the road, and so I just put a C-clamp arm on this table. The table is the original Airstream table, and C-clamp arm, so that kind of got the stand off the table. This allows me to use like a regular office chair, which so far, this is a super light chair and the rollers are pretty easy. It doesn't seem to tear up this this mat stuff here. So that's just a dehumidifier under there, but I have an Xbox that I use occasionally on the rainy day. It's also like a DVD Blu-ray player, all-in-one kind of thing. But anyway, bought a computer undermount and just mounted it to the table there. And then the thing with the lights is just a HDMI and audio splitter, which sends the audio up to that little speaker and the monitor. That's the setup. Cleaned up pretty neat. I like it. I just put 2 curtain rods as supports for the table so the weight didn't mess it up. I may change those out for like adjustable fold-down table legs or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I thought I would install today these propane monitor sensors. I used them before on the RPod and worked pretty well. The batteries don't last long, but it is what it is. They go on the bottom of the tanks, and I think they use some sort of sound waves to determine the how full the liquid propane is. Really, the propane trying to sense it isn't great no matter what you try, but these were kind of the highest rated. You have to have these riser things. You could also get little feet, but you have to have these riser things to give enough space between the bottom of the propane tank and the rim of it to allow these to snap up there. The magnets work pretty well, but you do have to have it pretty much right under the center of the tank for that. Anyway, it transmits to this little thing in here. You could mount it somewhere. I like using just the app on the phone. It tends to make things a little, I don't know, cleaner, I think. And you get an actual percentage instead of just the 5 LEDs. So we'll go out and install it. There's been a lot of just finding that balance between minimalism and functionality, like trading heavy items for lighter ones. I had the thought that, with Hiker, why have a separate bed when he's already on a mattress, and I have a bed cover that's easier to clean. So kind of just trading things out to make it more convenient, more functional. Loving the Airstream though. So I thought I would share some cooking stuff with you. Definitely trying to, I don't eat out much anyway, but definitely trying to cook more healthy stuff, sticking with chicken for the most part for meat, and occasional steak, but salads and healthy wraps, that sort of thing. Definitely easier to cook in the Airstream and the stove and oven is a whole lot better than what I had in the R-Pod. But yeah, just showing some of the cooking here. Alright, we'll see how this goes. This is a cooking video. So filling the Instant Pot up to using the little insert grate thingy. So you put just enough water in there to give it some steam, like so. And what we're gonna do is put some chicken breast and thighs. And what this ends up doing is enough chicken for a week, typically. And what I like to do is so cook the chicken this way, and then it kind of pulls apart. It's really soft, and then I use it to stir fry later. So I mix with like peppers, onions, that sort of thing, and just cook with a little bit of coconut or olive oil. So we have our chicken breast and chicken thighs right there. So just like to open up the fillets a little bit. So you like to snap these tendons and then it opens the fillet up. That's a little fun fact from Chick-fil-A back in the day. I think they had a word for this, but I don't remember what it was. Alright, that like that. These don't really need to be opened up much. What I do want to do though is kind of season it before I put in another level. So to do that, take one glove off. And maybe I'll take 2 gloves off. 2 gloves off. Alright, so we're going to put some pepper in here on the first level. Just whatever you like on chicken. Because I use this for stir fry later, it's going to, you have another chance to season it later. This is just that McCormick chicken seasoning. I'm going to move this camera back just a hair. Sorry about the sink in the Airstream is great. Huge sink. So now I'm going to put in my other ones. So the Instant Pot's pretty cool. It takes about, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour to do that. That's 4 chicken breasts and chicken thighs. So that's pretty good. And then they're ready to go. So I typically refrigerate those after the fact, after they kind of pull apart, like I said. And so we're going to season this next layer here. So far, I've found that this never over salty, so you have a chance to salt again when you do that stir fry. There. This is pretty simple. A little bit of water, chicken thighs, seasoning. We're gonna put our thing on. We're gonna put this to, let's zoom in here. So we're gonna put this to, well, put that to sealing. And it seems super flimsy, right? But when it seals, it'll it does actually seal in that position right there. You'll see this little thing that pops up, and then when you're when the sequence is done and you're venting, you slide it over to venting either side, and it'll start letting this pressure valve down. So that's what we want. We want pressure cook. 60 minutes is probably fine. It's a lot of stuff in there. And then you hit delay start. Now, I haven't really figured out the reason for this, because I don't know why you would want to delay it. I guess if you were doing like a brine or something. But 6 hours is just a ridiculous time for, see, it's wanting to do it. Cancel. It's just a ridiculous time. 10 minutes seems to be the lowest you can do it, so that's what I want. So it's going to delay for 10 minutes, and then it's going to start. That's fine. Correct. And I think if we just leave it, it'll go. So it's going to do nothing for 10 minutes. And then it's going to spend some time coming up to pressure. So it'll say, I think just on is what it'll say right there when it's coming up to pressure. Which is fine. And then once it's come up to pressure and come up to heat, it's going to do a countdown from the 60 minutes at our pressure cycle. So that's chicken. We'll look at it again when it's done, but we're going to let it sit for now. All right. The Airstream also has a propane oven, which this is roasted chicken and baked salmon. Some of my favorites for oven cooking. So I finally got a Weber grill. I have no idea how I went almost an entire year with the R-Pod without getting a grill. But this has become like my main cooking method now. Like, it's awesome. It's super fast, super easy. You can do some pretty healthy stuff with it. Yeah, I have no idea why I didn't grill until now. I think it was probably just I didn't want to carry extra stuff and didn't want to use up the extra storage space, but definitely worth it. I thought I would share some of the exploring trips I did. This was a trip up to Redwood National Park, specifically Fern Canyon. I think this was in January, February. It was before the whole COVID thing. But not the best time to go to Fern Canyon. I mean, it's certainly pretty, but the ferns were not out as much as they would be. You can see how some of them are kind of brown. Still super pretty. It's a whole lot shorter of a loop hike than I thought it was. You can follow the canyon pretty far back in there, but it gets a whole lot denser the further you go. There are trails all around it outside the canyon as well. But yeah, super pretty area. It would have been prettier if the ferns were all leafed out, which you could come later in the spring or summer for that. Really nice little creek there. From footage other people had, I thought they were little footbridges, but it ended up being more just kind of logs and impromptu stuff over the streams that are there. You can kind of see the canyon walls there, which would be fully leafed out with ferns later on in the season. Look, the smell of the creek. Wow. Another picture from Fern Canyon looking back the way we came. And that's just one of the trails above the canyon. This was a drive up to Avenue of the Giants. I had skipped this on the way up to Redwoods the first time. I just took 101 straight up. It was such a pretty drive along the Eel River anyway. But then I went back. Avenue of the Giants is a scenic drive off the 101. You take that and it kind of loops back in to the 101 later. But it goes through a real dense part of old growth redwood forest, so there's just a ton of these pretty huge trees here. So the coastal sequoias are taller of the redwoods, but then like the sequoias in Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Park are they're wider, more round. Both big trees, but just in different ways.
Waking up in different places. You wrap me up, let me inside. You're forever my oasis. My heart is home with you. My heart is home with you. When I get lost, you stay behind. When I'm falling, you're my strength, yeah. You lift me up, you ease my mind. Fails you by my side, then tomorrow I can face it. When I stop running from my life, and all the pieces find their places. My heart is home with you. My heart is home with you. As long as the skies are blue.
Shooting locations were Pomo Bluffs Park, Fort Bragg, Jackson State Demonstration Forest, Seaside Beach, 10 Mile Beach, Redwood National Park, Avenue of the Giants Scenic Drive, the Pacific Coast Highway 1, Highway 20, Harbor RV Park, and Leisure Time RV Park. Camera equipment used: Apple iPhone XS, Max with DJI Osmo Mobile 3, GoPro Hero 7 Black, and DJI Mavic 2. Audio equipment were native mics and the Rode Wireless Go. Music was provided by Epidemic Sound and MusicBed. Editing by Adobe Premiere Pro, Creative Cloud. Footage was shot over the course of the last 6 to 8 months, both prior to and during the COVID-19 pandemic. During the pandemic timeframe, when applicable, social distancing was maintained. Please subscribe if you would like to see more, and hit the like button if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll leave you with the sunset.
Be wrapped around your arms instead of being lonely. We could be gazing at the stars, but now it feels just like I wandered off into a room and closed the door behind me. I never gave the key to you, even though I wanted to. I should be trying something new, but now my body's aching. I'm tired of dwelling in the dark, it's just that my heart can't take it. I didn't know what it would cost me when I let you go. I feel alone, and I'm just singing, It should have been you. Another time, another place, I just know. It could have been you. What a crime and what a shame to let go. Sometimes I just don't know what to do. It should have been you. I could be driving to your place, but now the ground is shaking. Could be a phase, but it feels like it will never go away until we make up. I can't be myself. I never knew how much I needed you. It should have been you. Another time, another place, I just know. It could have been you. What a crime and what a shame to let you go. Sometimes I just don't know what to do, 'cause it should have been you. It should have been you. I could be wrapped around your arms instead of being lonely. It should have been you. Another time, another place, I just know. You could have been the one who made me feel home. What a crime and what a shame to let go. Ooh, it should have been you. Another time, another place, I just know. You could have been the one who made me feel at home. What a crime and what a shame to let you go. Sometimes I just don't know what to do. It should have been you.